A beautiful IEM and a dongle with a screwdriver? Hello and thank you for clicking on this video. I'll be sharing my experience on the Dita Project M and also the Dita Navigator. The Dita Project M is a 1DD, which is Dita's own dynamic driver design, which they're calling it the PM1 Plus driver, and it also has one balanced armature coming in at $325, and the Dita Navigator is Dita's dongle, which comes in at about $300. Before we begin, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Damien from the Australian Head-Fi Tour and Dita for arranging this tour and allowing me to be a part of this experience. I'll leave links in the description down below if you're interested in checking out more impressions and are interested to know more about the Australian Head-Fi Tour. Let's start with the IEMs first. Opening the box, you'll be greeted by the items and this information pamphlet, which can be opened up and combined into a poster on one side, and there's more information about other products as well. So it's a very different yet unique take on product promotion, which is nice. It comes with final audio ear tips and like Divina's ear tips. These are quite premium, so it's nice that they included them into this package, and it comes with a nice little box as well. It also comes with its own carrying case with this briefcase like design, but it's all plastic, and there's even like a small stand which I'm assuming can be used to prop up your device, and to open this case you'd have to twist the lock to unlock it, and inside stores the cable itself. Just a very nice unique case, which seems to be the theme going for this package. The cable itself is straightforward with this translucent like white cable design, and it has interchangeable termination in 4.4 and 3.5mm, and it's on an angle instead of being straight, and it's the usual connect and screw into place for security. Overall the cable is fine, it's not too heavy, but it still has some heft, but nothing to write home about. The design of the Dita M, as with plenty of see-through resin shell designs, looks absolutely gorgeous. At first glance it looks like a very unconventional kind of shape, but it's because of where they positioned the logo, which is almost at the top on an angle instead of having it like a faceplate design, which is a typical IEM design, but Dita doesn't have a faceplate design per se, and that dynamic driver with Dita's logo in that position became the faceplate, or rather the design identity of this IEM, and everything from the driver to the tubing design is immaculate and neatly placed to form a design that stands out from many other IEMs that has transparent shell, so credit where credit is due. For fit and comfort, with only one DD and one BA, the shape is relatively compact and there's plenty of curves and contours that it doesn't apply any unnecessary pressure on my ears, so I could wear the Dita Project M for hours no problem. So moving to the Navigator, just talking about accessories, inside the box stores a few straps in orange and black to strap your Navigator. There's also this nice little warranty card, and it also comes with a very flimsy looking USB-C to USB-C cable, and also a USB-C to lightning cable, and of course the unit itself. For the design of this Navigator, it looks and feels like a tank. This thing is heavy, it's solid, with an all metal body. If you threw this at someone, I'd be more worried for that someone than I would be for the dongle. It's that solid. However, while it means this dongle can take a bit of beating, it's also not very portable friendly compared to many other dongle devices. You either make sure this dongle stays in your pocket, because if this ever comes out of your pocket by accident, it'll bring your IEMs down with it because of how heavy it is. Your ears will be doing bicep curls trying to support the weight of the Navigator. I feel it's meant to be for table use to withstand any minor hits when you shuffle things around the table rather than being carried around. So enough about the looks. Talking about some of the features, it has 4.4mm and 3.5mm output, big rectangular buttons on the side for volume control with texture feels to add that ruggedness, a USB-C connection. It also comes with a kickstand if you want to prop the Navigator up, or you can use it as a phone stand if you like, which is also something no other dongles have from what I've seen so far. So it's a nice little add-on to have on a dongle, but sadly it doesn't have enough grip to be used as a clip. Also, this dongle for whatever reason also comes with a screwdriver. Yes, you heard me right, it's magnetic, it comes out smoothly, but the magnet is strong enough that when you put it back it doesn't fall off easily. However, if you do apply some pressure to that end, like when you're plugging or unplugging your IEMs, it will come out, which can be a minor inconvenience, so I'm not sure why this feature is necessary. It's a fun little, oh that's interesting moment, but in terms of usability, especially when relating to audio, I don't see how or when this screwdriver will ever be used, but I'm still curious. If you know a situation that would need a mini screwdriver like this, let me know in the comment section down below. For the sound of the Dita M, I've tested it on two different dongles, Dita's own Navigator and also the iFi Audio Go Bar Kensei, and the differences are quite distinct that it will be better to describe the sound through the experiences from these dongles. So firstly, pairing it with the Dita Navigator. If the intention from Dita is providing you with an open sounding presentation with plenty of sparkle and treble highs, then that is something that they successfully pulled off. Having said that, I put a caution for treble sensitive people because even for me, it did lean over towards being a little sharp and piercing on the SSNTs. Vocals, air instruments like trumpets sounded unnaturally thin, but at least it retains its sharpness and open sounding nature. I personally would prefer to split them up instead of pairing them together because something in that relationship is giving a lot of energy to the upper regions, and that may be a good or a bad thing depending on your tolerance on that region. There's a bit of hollowness in the bass notes, and it's not the most impactful sounding bass note, but it's there to give the music some accompaniment. It's a bit on the forward side, but it's not too close to you, and it helps in bringing out the details in the tracks, and the way it images gives some depth to the soundstage. However, with this pairing, despite whatever is happening in the music, my focus shifts on the treble regions, and that was a bit distracting for me. So after my test tracks and a few others, I've decided to pair the Dita M with something else, and I've never gone back to this pairing since. So testing the Dita M with the iFi Audio Go Bar can say, the moment I switched, everything sounded more suitable to my palette. The treble is pulled back a little bit, yet it still retains some of that clarity and open sounding nature. It still has the imaging. Soundstage depth doesn't sound as open, but it's a small compromise. The note sounds a bit fuller and rounded, a bit more texture to the bass notes. It hits a little bit harder. The Dita sounded like a true competitor in this space with this pairing than it did with the Dita Navigator. Don't be mistaken, it doesn't take away the bright sounding nature of the Dita Project M, which is what it's intended to sound like. But with the Go Bar Kensei, it added a bit more weight to the overall presentation, and it suits my personal preference a lot more than the first pairing. The best part of being paired with the Go Bar Kensei is of course the ability to turn on X space if I want that sharpness, but I feel the Dita M is bright enough that it doesn't need X space, but it definitely benefits from having the X bass feature turned on. So in summary, I think the Dita M and Navigator is coming into a space where it's really competitive, especially with their asking price. However, if you're looking for a bright sounding presentation, then the Dita Project M can be one of those options you can consider. But if you're looking for something more fun with a bit more bass, then there are plenty of options out there. The Dita Navigator is a really quirky one. Unfortunately, the kickstand and the screwdriver, even though it's fun, isn't enough for me to want to grab this and put this in my collection. If you want a really solid build for your dongle and you're looking to use it specifically for desk usage, then the Dita Navigator can be an option to consider because it'll take some abuse compared to many other dongles in the market. But if you want something portable as you're walking around, then the Navigator isn't meant for that. Thank you again to Damien and Dita for this opportunity, and to all of you for watching. See you all in the next video.